Hello people, how you doing? How you doing? I'm here back again. Hey, I just had a very wonderful 4-day vacation. Saturday, I was arrived in Chicago, which was a blessing. I was able to get out there and see my family in Chicago. Sunday, I was doubly blessed to enjoy some time with my family and eat out and see some of my cousins and my little cousins and see my brothers and stuff like that. My sister Vanessa, see my auntie Delita, who I ain't seen in a long time. Then I drove up to Minnesota and I was able to see my aunties up there on my dad's side, who I haven't seen in so many years. So I was just enjoying it. Saw my sister Judy. I saw a lot of people in the little time that I had. I was in Chicago, and like I told people, I said I apologize if I wasn't able to see everybody. But when I come back again, hopefully next in the next 6 to 8 weeks, when I come back again, I'll be able to really sit down and break bread with everybody and see everybody, and we really start talking about putting this action in place that needs to be put in place. So I was doing a lot of running. Excuse me if I'm sweating, because this Georgia heat, I like the cold, I do. But this Georgia heat just got me sweating sitting here in my car. I guess that's another reason why I'm sweating. But what I want to come and talk to you about, sending out these invitations, trying to get as many out as I possibly can. What I want to talk to you about is family. And family is so important. It's family is so important, man. And I'm talking from a point of a person who was I just met my dad, right? So I just met my dad family actually this past weekend, Monday. Matter of fact, this holiday, I met him. Well, I didn't meet him. He passed in May, but I was able to meet my brothers and sisters. Met some over the phone. I met some in person, and some I would talk to on the phone and in person. And I was sitting there and I was listening to one of my cousins, Derek. He was talking about my dad and just the things that went on in the family and the history of the family and stuff that happened in events in the family and things like that. And it made me, I always realize it, but it make you realize even more so how important family is. Your ups and downs, your encouragements, your whole social center, as far as growth, a lot of times revolve around your interactions with your family. So for many years I didn't know my dad. Right? I'm 38 years old. He passed in May. I didn't know him, all my aunties and like that, but I looked off and on for him and stuff like that. And that was one of my prayers this year. My prayer was this year to say, well, you know what, this year, God, I want to find my dad. I want to find my dad, his side of family. And before I was able to, I was going to get an investigator to help me find at least a social security number and something like that. That way I can track somebody down. My auntie Linda contacted my sister Vanessa, and Vanessa contacted me. And it's amazing how God puts stuff together. The grand architect, how he puts things together in his time and in his place, and it's for a reason. It's for a reason. We went, so I was up there and I was in Minnesota and I was talking to my family, my brothers and cousins, stuff like that. And I began to realize that when they talked about my dad, and they said I look just like him, and I do. I do look just like him. So that it's good to understand where you come from. It's good to understand that bond. It's good to understand that connection, that legacy. But then also I was thinking about, I said, my mom Evelyn. I remember seeing her, before she passed, and we was able at least to smile at each other. One more time. I don't care how old you get, your parents are your parents, and forgiveness is important because, forgave my mom before she passed. And, you know, I didn't see my dad, but I forgave him many years ago. In my heart and my mind, it's just like, I just want to be able to find you and sit down with you, you know, and be able to at least, you know something different about who I am or where I come from. So, you know, the whole reunion of them was very important. But now I see, you know, just I have the traits that I have my mom. I see the traits. I have my dad. I see, but one of the things I also see is that, you know, I have it's 5 sisters on that side, and there's 2 other brothers on that side, and then there's Johnny, Vanessa, including me. I got 10, 11, you know, brothers and sisters. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot of brothers and sisters. You know, all together. Vanessa, Johnny, and from my dad's side, and, you know, but what it really is, it shows you a heritage of being able to see, you know, the seed that grows, the strength that's there, the bonding that's there. If people be able to, you know, come together, and that's the biggest thing for me now, is like, you know, be able to really come together as a family and do something as a family. And that's why I tell you guys, man, I constantly keep telling you that family is important. Forgive people in your family. You know, help people in your family. Don't be so quick to want to argue. Be quick to forgive, because I'm telling you, we could be here today and gone tomorrow, you know, and, you know what I'm saying, but hopefully no one is gone tomorrow. But, you know, I'm just saying that, you know, it's very vital, it's very important that we begin to understand the understanding of our family dynamics and the strength in our families and the weakness in our families, but also at the same time we be engrossed, we be entwined, we be invested in the building up of our family, not just for the time we're here as our generation, but the 2 generations ahead of us. And a lot of times we have to do that. Come together as a family. I don't care, you know, we can reach out to each other on the phone. We can sit and talk. You got FaceTime now. You got Facebook. You got Snapchat. You got so many different medias of being able to communicate. But even if you're in the same city, you know, sometimes, hey, Friday night, the family finna get together. We're finna go and eat. We're finna go and have fun. We're finna go at least just sit around and watch a movie together. We're finna go and talk to each other. We're finna go and do these things together. You know what I'm saying? It's important, you know what I'm saying, because I'm telling you that I don't really have family. I'm down here in Columbus, Georgia. I got some family on my Dr. Mom's side up in Atlanta. I got a cousin in North Carolina and stuff like that. Down in Florida. But to be honest with you, there's no real reaching out. You know what I'm saying? There's no real, hey, we got this going on. John, come up to this or come up to that. You know, so maybe it's on my part, or where I maybe need to reach out more. Maybe it's on, I don't know, whatever it is. But at the same time, it's like, you know, as I grew older a little bit, I'm just talking to you guys and being real with you, because I had to also understand legacy from someone who had to teach me legacy as well. You know, had to be humble enough to accept my own flaws. You know, sometimes I'm so easy to withdraw from people. You know, I had to get out that mode of just being able to withdraw, because I'm so used to being by myself and being able to do the things I want to do, and just having that headstrong mentality that I'm going to build my own little castle and live my own little life and find my own little friends. And then, you know, but I had to stop doing that because, you know, because family is important. You know, it's important to have that family. It's important to have that dynamic as well, to be able to go around and see your cousins, see your family, and things like that, and just make that connection and stuff like that. You know, and I understand that people sometimes are busy, or, you know, maybe have forgotten my number, stuff like that. So I try to just reach out to people on Facebook. But the greatest emotional thing that I do know that's from this whole holiday weekend I take away from it is that there's enough power in your family to where you can start building your own legacy as a family, leaving an imprint, leaving something for generations to come after you. Everybody does not have a business mindset, but everybody does business. Everybody does not have an entrepreneur goal, but everybody is an entrepreneur. Okay? In some type of way, you know. So, but also everybody has to understand this, is that it's important. It's very dire to be able to, you know, connect with your family. It's very important to be able to, you know, have that. Definitely have that and understand what it means, because as you're doing this thing, as you're making this effort, as you're making this push as an entrepreneur, and you're doing business. Like I talked to some of my family was this weekend, even all the way from Minnesota. I drove from Chicago to Minnesota, saw my dad's part of my family, saw one of my nephews who I hadn't seen in 19 years, and just sit around and chit chat. And the conversation was about putting something together. Well, the conversation was about putting a business together as a family. That was powerful, you know. And I'm sitting there listening to this, and you know, some of them tuning into my live posts. So then they was talking about my live posts and how, you know, it was positive and they, you know, interested in it, and the things yeah, I understand. Yeah, I definitely understand that situation, KC. You're right, but like I say, at the same time, I'm not from here either. But I'm reaching out to you, KC, and trying to do business with you and your husband and your family. You know, hey, and hopefully we would definitely be able to do business positively in that way and be able to make something grow. You know, but you know, it's just that dynamic of being able to do that. And oh, hello, Lucetta, how you doing? And hello, everybody that tuned in. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry that I'm sweating, because I'm from Chicago and I like the cold. And this every year, this Georgia heat and humidity, it messes with me. But you know, just the dynamic of being able to do business, the dynamic of understanding that we have to do business. African Americans, we have to do business. We have to understand that everything around us is business. Money's moving around us all the time, but our hands are not in it in a way that we're being able to benefit from it. We're putting other people's kids through college without a scholarship. Okay, you got a lot of families sitting here telling them, "Well, I want my son to play basketball or football or some sport so he go to college." Don't realize that your dollars are putting somebody else's kid through college without a scholarship. You're paying for somebody else's child to go to college, but you're not paying for your own child to go to college. You want them to get a scholarship. And nothing wrong with getting a scholarship. Nothing wrong with that. But here's the dynamic behind that I'm talking about. This is why I'm saying family is important, and building something as far as a business and having something. What if they don't get a basketball scholarship? What if they don't get a football scholarship, a track scholarship? What we play so many dang on sports, some type of sports scholarship. Then what? What if they don't get a music band scholarship? Then what? That's why building as a family is important, is being able to put something in place as a family that they say, you know what, I'm going to work for the family business. Or if not, I'm going to be able to take the tools I've learned in the family and start my own business. Everybody is not business minded. And that's the truth. Like, everybody don't want to be a cop. You ain't got everybody in the country trying to be a cop. You don't got everybody in the country trying to be a lawyer. Everybody ain't trying to be a doctor. So everybody is not going to want to be an entrepreneur. But the mindset of getting with like people who want to be entrepreneurs, who understand that having a business, especially in the African American community, is important. Because if you don't, you can't change your community if you don't control the resources in your community. That's why family business is important. You go in a lot of African American communities, and you'll see Asian salons, nail salons and stuff like that, right? You'll see these things. You'll see some places they have Asians cooking chicken wings, and the culture ain't even of that, But because they can set up in their neighborhood, they give a service. They know we like chicken, so they buy chicken. But yet the money we give them, they take that money to their own communities and build their communities up, and then they come back. So what it really is, this is what they are taking: the resources, the financial power out of African American community, taking it over to their community and building their community up. But at the same time, they're putting a limit, saying you can't come in our community. And that's the truth about it. We're going to stop. I want every African American to understand this. It is not so much important for us to be liked, but we will be respected. Right? And that's just it. Everybody ain't going to like everybody, but respect, you can get to anybody. It's common. It's what it is. Right? Stop trying to run around here and get into the groove of having another ethnicity or race like you. But understand this. Like and respect is two different things. Somebody can like you, but they don't respect you. But somebody can respect you, they don't like you. But I'd rather have respect than you liking me, because personally, I mean, hey, I'm not going to conform to what you want me to do or be in order for you to like me. But you will respect me. And that's just point blank and simple. So we have to understand that. We have to get to the point of understanding that business minded. We are African Americans. We have always been about business. Since the day our ancestors got off the damn slave ship and it was put in those fields, those cotton fields, those tobacco fields. Because what they don't tell you is that African slaves, not only landed in America, they landed in Puerto Rico, they landed in Barbados, they landed in Jamaica, they landed in Haiti, they landed down in South America, they landed every other place too as well. So they had slaves come from Africa all through North and South America, right? That's why you got dark-skinned Puerto Ricans, dark-skinned Barbados, everywhere you go, right? So to understand is, the moment we landed, everything was about business. Everything became about business. They used the strength on our backs to build this country. Cotton, right? Cotton built the country on the backs of slaves. And it really wasn't, guess who's picking the cotton? Guess who's picking cotton? Slaves were picking the cotton. So the good cotton, slaves had to know what it was. I guarantee you, none of those slave owners there knew how to pick a cotton. Pick their own cotton, separate the cotton, make it good, anything like that. They didn't know how to do any of that stuff. Our ancestors knew how to do that from the very beginning when they started picking it. Amongst, on top of that, being abused and raped and murdered and everything else. Right? So understand this. Stop thinking that it's so much for us to be liked. Because see, somebody manipulates you just because they know you trying to like, you want to be liked so much. But a person that respects you understands, no, that's a boundary set, and I'm not going to try to do that because I respect that person. Right? And that's what we got to get to. Business minded. Business is not about being liked. It's about being respected. Business is not about being liked. It's about being respected. Don't like a lot of things, right? Don't like the way the police sometimes do business. But respect that, hey, they're the law, and we gotta respect the what they do, right? So we don't like a lot of things, but we respect it. And that respect is a guideline for us to be able to continue to succeed, right? So the same way we understand when we're talking about as African Americans when it comes down to business, we need to also understand that guess what? You ain't gotta like me, but you respect me. Here's the problem with us being liked, African Americans. Our neighborhoods are being depleted of the resources that will build our neighborhoods up. If you go in our neighborhoods, you'll find there's a lot of foreigners who set up business in our neighborhoods. Why? Because we like to spend money. That dollar that we spend, they take back to their own neighborhoods and build their neighborhoods up, while our neighborhoods are depleted. I left Chicago, drove through Chicago a little bit, but not much. Not this time, maybe next time. But that's the problem. In Chicago, that is the problem. The vital resources of financial power is being pulled every day out of the African American community. You got Arab stores set up over there. You got Asian nail salon stuff set up over there. You got Asians making chicken and stuff. Don't know how to cook chicken, but no. And for some reason, it's okay. Go support that business. But if you get an African American business set up doing the same thing, we won't turn and support that business. I want you to understand this, and I want you to take this. I want you to find, and I want you to just understand this. Just sit outside of a chicken place in Chicago or any other place and see how many Asians or Arabs come into that business to buy chicken at an African American business. They'll pass the business up and walk right into an Asian business and buy chicken from their own people. You know why? Because they want to support that. Because they understand that money is circulating within the community. But we don't do that. We don't do that. We'll go someplace else. We'll go over here. We'll go over there. We'll spend money here. We'll spend money there. But then we sit and say, well, they shutting down schools they're shutting down schools in our community because we don't circulate the dollar in our community to strengthen our community. You don't got to do anything to a fool. A fool will destroy itself. We've been foolish for too long. We have been blind, literally, deliberately being blind, trying to get people to like us. I don't care about nobody liking me. Every place I go to, I guarantee people respect me. You ain't gotta like me. I'll tell you that in your face. You ain't gotta like me, but you're gonna respect me. I'm gonna respect you. Now we can do business, or we don't have to. But I'm not gonna allow you to deplete my community of resources on some like business. I can care less. Now we talking about business, then it's gonna be 50-50, right? My community gonna have resources, your community gonna have resources. But if you're sitting in my community and you're not donating or you're not giving into my community to build my community, you and your business go in your own damn community. Go to the Arab community. Go to the white community. Fine, go over there. But you're not going to sit in our community and just deplete our community of resources. And it's a shame. I was in Minnesota, up there in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And some of my brothers and sisters up there, they was talking about some of the nationalities that's up there and set up these liquor stores, and I'm gonna talk about that too. But set up businesses in their community and take the resources around the money. That's what I'm talking about. When I say resources, I mean the money out of the African American community, back over to their community and build their community up. But you know what? You can only blame people for so long. We can't keep pointing a finger that way because it's our problem. We don't want to get up and go to that store and buy that food. We don't want to get up and pass by African American business and go to another business and say, I'm going to do business over here because the product is cheaper. Here's why his product is cheaper. He got 200 black people going to his store every day buying something. Sure, he can have his damn product cheap. He can have bread at $1.50. But the African American business only getting what, maybe 15, 30, 40 maybe African Americans come in and do business. So yeah, his bread needs to be a little bit higher because he's trying to make sure that he's able to feed himself, but at the same time buy more product to keep that business going. I guarantee you, if 200 African Americans would go do business at the African American business, his bread price would fall because he's getting more business. Why you gonna have $2 bread when hell I'm getting 200 people? I can have $1.25 bread and still be making a profit. That's business. That's anywhere. That's business. That's supply and demand. That's business. One thing I don't like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to call me. I hate people call me in between my stuff. But, you know, that's the thing that I'm talking about. Another thing I'm talking about is like everything, if you go into a Latino African American community, you'll see every corner store has liquor. Everybody know liquor is a poison. Liquor is a contributor to violence in the neighborhood. But you know why they don't mind putting liquor stores in African American communities? Because they want to see us fight. They want to see us kill each other. They want to see us separate. They want to see chaos. They want to see us destroy our own community. So yeah, let me put a liquor store over there. You can have a liquor store right there. But what people don't realize is that even in the African community, the community can shut that liquor store down. The community can go to a town hall meeting and say, we don't want that liquor store in our community. And guess what? It won't be there. Because if you go to a white community, and see how many liquor stores you have. I mean, a white community, affluent white community, right? See how many liquor stores you see on the corners. There's one location for liquor store. One central location they're going to have for a liquor store, and that's it. Because they also understand this. Liquor stores drive down your property value. Yeah, I said it. I definitely said it. Liquor stores drive down the property value in the neighborhood they're in. Because they bring violence, they're a gateway for other drugs, crime, homelessness, all that other stuff they do. So it drives down the property value. So white people like, no, it's going to be in one central location. And guess what? Here's the thing. I'm going to hit you with this right here. The liquor store is going to be in a zoned commercial location, usually located on the main strip of highway with other businesses. It's not going to be in the neighborhood. Oh man, see, no, y'all, I don't know if you, but you got to be ready for what's right there. Only thing I'm going to tell you is the truth. Only thing I'm going to drop on you is knowledge so you understand, so you can sit out. Now you can go outside your own door, go down to the liquor store and watch it. Why is the liquor stores in communities in the neighborhood? In the African American communities, in Latino communities, Hispanic communities. Why is that in the neighborhood? And in some poor white communities, you'll see them too, set up in the neighborhood. Because of that same reason. You know, so it's crazy. And I get what you're saying, Casey, but I'm going to tell you something. We're going to have to reach the people who really want to listen. Because once we start doing well and we change things, then we can start attracting the other people that's kind of lost and misguided. But right now, I definitely want to attract the people who really want to make a change and people who see the same things I see. Because then we can band together and we can start making those changes in our neighborhood and our community that's positive. I went to Chicago, and I remember growing up in Chicago, we used to have playgrounds in Chicago. I went up there now, and I didn't see a playground. You know? I didn't see a playground nowhere. But why is that? Don't want the kids to play. Don't want them to play. Nothing to play with. Because what happened with a playground was that it sparked our what? It sparked our imagination. It sparked our creativity. We got on the handlebars, and we made the handlebars to be a castle. We used to play King of the Castle. And if you try to climb the handlebars, we try to knock you down. Or, we did all types of stuff as kids. We went back, probably didn't break our necks. But we always did things thinking in the mindset of being the king or the queen of the castle. Being the head, not the tail. Being the entrepreneur. Remember, we used to be kids and we played business. We played doctor, we played business and stuff like that. Don't want that no more. Because they understand. You got a bunch of African Americans and Hispanics that start thinking about being the entrepreneurs, the business owners, the CEOs and the executives. Oh my goodness. And then the buying power. We're talking about the buying power, and my brother Derek, he was talking about it up in Minnesota. The buying power, we bought over $1 trillion. We bought $1 trillion of goods. Over $1 trillion. So that means that, I need to spit this gum out. But we bought enough goods to pull the whole United States out of debt. We spent, as an African American community in the United States of America, 2015 or whatever. So we probably did spend even more in 16 and 17, but over $1 trillion. $1 trillion. But yet, we can't go get a bank loan like we want to. We can't go do the things in our communities like we want to. They put a resistance to us making a change in our community like we want to. The problem is, we got to look in the mirror. The problem first starts with us because we do more of the facilitating of segregation in our community than anybody else do. He says, like I tell him like this, I told my little cousin this. I told him, listen, I don't care what color a person is. If they're selling drugs in your neighborhood, they are an enemy to your neighborhood. If they toting guns in your neighborhood, they're an enemy to your neighborhood. Get them out of there. Because violence drives down the property value in your community as well. Listen, man, people, listen. You know why they don't mind having crime in Hispanic, African American, Latino communities? Because it drives down the property value. It drives down the property value, which means that people don't really want to stay there. People don't want to invest in those communities. So once that property value is driven down, to a point where investors can buy up multiple properties at cheap prices, raise the value of rent in these buildings, these properties and stuff like that, which will eventually and systematically, immediately push out those who cannot afford their rent. Which means that systematically, this is the system. We're going to let the property value drop low, buy cheap, sell high. Because we know they can't afford the rent, they're going to move to other places. We're going to move people in there with money. And then we're going to wait and do it for the next 4-block area. It's systematic. It's a system to it already. Be woke and understand the system. That's why people in your neighborhood who selling drugs, who gang banging, who shooting guns, you should call the police on them and have their butts arrested. Because they are depleting the community. They're killing their own community. So if they don't care, guess what? Off to jail you go. Now, you do that enough, they're going to stop. Because they're going to realize, you know what? Now, people ain't playing this community. People got respect for themselves in the community. I'm not going to come to the community trying to do that because I already know what's going to happen. So let me go get myself a job and turn my life around and do something better. Go to a white community or some affluent community. It could be a mixed community and sit out there and try to sell drugs. I give you about 5 minutes before the police pull up on you. They ain't finna have it. They ain't finna let you even get comfortable in their neighborhood on the corner before you have about 3 or 4 police squads pull up on you and be like, what you doing? What's your business here? That's the first thing they ask you, because they've been asking me before when I was younger. What's your business here? Who do you know here? What are you doing here? And if you don't know nobody there, they say you need to get out of this community. This is what they say. You need to get out of this community. And I've been told that when I was younger. You need to get out of this community. I'm like, I'm just walking. You need to get out of this community. Now, I know I wasn't trying to do anything bad, but I realized then, I said, damn. Money influences a whole bunch of stuff. I was walking through a community. I was walking through a white community, and that happened to me. So it's happening across the country. But the problem we have is that we're not woke as an African American community to be able to say, you know what, let's turn. See, I'm not concerned with Black Lives Matter. I'm not concerned with a damn open street protest. I'm concerned with action. Action gets me fired up. It's like when we go to church, the prosperity preachers on Sunday. I was 19 years old and sitting there yawning because I'm tired of this. You sit up here preaching prosperity preachers, still passing around that bucket. Pass that bucket around one more time, I'm taking all that money out of it. Okay? I'm tired of the talk. I like action. Talk is cheap. That's why many people do it. Show me some action, and then I'm gonna show you who really about their business. So all that's what it means to me. What it means to me is that we begin to take the knowledge that we have and use it, because that becomes our power, and we start to do business with African American businesses. We start doing businesses with Hispanic and Latino businesses. We start to change our communities around in a positive way. I guarantee you 100%, if the dollar circulates 30 days in the African American community, if we can get the dollar to circulate 30 days in the African American community, we can begin to change the community. That should be our goal. The dollar circulates 30 days from one business to another business to a person's hand. It circulates without. They keep calling me. So I'm not going to stay here long because they keep calling me and keep interrupting the thing. But what I'm going to come back and talk to you guys again. I got some steps we can take. I got a diagram that I'll come up with that we can begin to do. And if you're serious about it, I'm going to start having seminars down here in Columbus, Georgia. I can travel. I'm free. I can travel to Chicago. I can travel to Minnesota. I can travel, and we can put the diagram together. We can begin to make this thing work on a small scale and watch it grow into a large scale and put it together. But right now, I'm gonna tune off because people keep calling me. I don't want to keep getting interrupted. No, it's not purposely. They just don't know I'm on live. But I want you to think about this. What's your family legacy? And what do you want your family legacy to be? Think about that. I think about it too. I'm gonna invite you, KC. It's gonna be the library right there in Columbus Library. I'm gonna set a date and we're gonna get down. We're gonna start talking about it. So, you all have a blessed night. Tune in to me again. I'm gonna be back on here tomorrow, probably in the morning. Who knows? I might be back on here again tonight, depending on what I see. But you all have a blessed night. Be safe. Take care of each other, and I'll talk to you again. All right. Bye bye.